The Center for Family Justice will be celebrating officially 125 years. 125 years of a journey for an organization that started as YWCA in 1895, became the Center for Women and Families in 1997, creating agencies that were helping victims of abuse, and then 2016 becoming the Center for Family Justice.
Transitioning to the Center for Family Justice made a huge difference for our clients because walking in the door is the hardest thing. Asking for help is so difficult.
And it wasn't obviously just a name change. It's a change in focus, it's a change in services, it's an expansion of the relationships in the community with law enforcement. So that switchover has been enormously important.
For over 125 years, YWCA, the Center for Women and Families, and now the Center for Family Justice has helped clients of every race, creed, and gender who have been physically or sexually abused or victims of child abuse to empower them to find a pathway to survivorship.
A victim of abuse statistically will go through our system 7 to 10 times. When they come to the Center for Family Justice, they're getting what they need in the second or third time because they don't have to go all over town to get what they need. We're coordinating that effort for them.
The Center for Family Justice brings everything together in one place. People who need help, they come with their families, they need a lawyer, they need a social worker, they need help with their finances. Their children need to know how to cope with this. They need protection, they need the police to intervene. They can find all that in one place now.
So for victims who want to come and seek the advice of the police officer, we're here physically in the building, so it saves them so many steps from having to go then from the center to a police department. So with us being physically here, it provides an extra layer of protection and I think another layer of comfort for the victims themselves.
Back in the mid to late 90s, there was a push in the country to have multidisciplinary teams and child advocacy centers. There was a big problem with child sexual abuse cases and that the child was being interviewed by a number of people along the time, whether it be by the police, the teacher, a parent, medical personnel, whatever it may be. So working with the governor's task force and a couple of agencies in the area, eventually it was agreed upon that back then the Center for Women and Families would be the vehicle that would operate the multidisciplinary team.
You know, children, they're so vulnerable, and for them to go through an experience like that and then have to just, you know, talk to multiple strangers at multiple times can just add to the devastation of being abused.
The idea for the Safe House started because women would come here with no place to go. They were in extremely abusive situations, sometimes mental, but almost always physical. And they would call the hotline, and the hotline would give them the number of the YW or the center, but they still had to go back. And they all knew people who were in similar situations who had been murdered by their abuser. So they came here for help, but they didn't get real help unless they had a place to go that was safe. That was when the Safe House really had to be created. And they were allowed to stay there with their children and all the services that they needed for as long as they needed to be safe.
When our clients have to go to court without representation, that puts them at yet another disadvantage with their abusers. We now have 2 staff attorneys that is available to work with our clients, that can go with them, represent them, and really speak the language of the law so that they can focus on their own healing.
We forget that when the women come here with their families, that their children are suffering too, and that the children need to reach out to other people who are in the same situation. They form a group, they form their own family, and they become linked together probably forever. And Camp Hope gives them the opportunity to go away, be together in a safe place, do fun things, have some counseling, and really be with other people that are like them.
Camp Hope America is one of the only year-long mentoring and camping programs in the world for children who have been impacted by trauma, including domestic and sexual violence. Here at Camp Hope America Bridgeport, we are second highest in the country of increase in hope. What we know is that 1 week of Camp Hope is equivalent to 4 months of therapy. The goal of our Hope Heroes is to really just inspire kids with stories of other people who have been through similar experiences, to show them that they're not alone and that their futures are not defined by their past.
2 years ago, I was definitely not the person who I am today. I was less outgoing. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't love myself as much, and now I do, and I'm more outgoing.
I was kind of nervous. I didn't really know anyone. I kind of shied away from talking to people, and I didn't really think that anyone could relate to my situation or relate to the person I was. And Camp Hope has helped me become open to new ideas. It's helped me make friends. It's helped me just become a better person.
The one thing that hasn't gone away is domestic violence. I've said it's the first crime, it's going to be the last crime. So I hope that the center will continue to be able to be funded sufficiently, that it will be able to provide the services that are necessary.
I'm proud that the organization's been able to assist them and help them survive a critical part in their life.
I want us to be a beacon of hope. I want us to be a place where anyone who needs us knows they can come. Our doors are always open.
Because one thing we've learned into the future is we can break the intergenerational cycle of abuse. And through technology, through our community education department, through our advocacy, through our counseling, through all the services that we've worked so hard on, we know we're taking another giant leap into the future as we start to prepare for the next 125 years.